This is going to be quick. Okay, we will call the special meeting of ISD 717 to order on Monday, March 16th at 5:30 p.m. And we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Deb Polly,
Here.
Molly Maniak,
Here.
Lauren Pedersen,
Here,
Corinne Hennon,
Here.
Jenny Kuski, Christina Olson,
Here.
Matt Bertring.
Here.
Thank you. Consideration of the agenda is a special meeting, so we cannot make any changes to the agenda. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Molly, is there a second?
second,
Chrissy, second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Molly Maniak,
Yes.
Lauren Pedersen,
yes,
Corinne Hennon,
Yes.
Christina Olson,
Yes.
Matt Bertring,
Yes.
Deb Polly.
Yes. Thank you. Motion carries. Okay, we have 6.1, one action item and discussion item. Superintendent Evenson.
Thank you, Chair Polly, members of the board. Tonight, we have one agenda item, as Chair Polly noted. Prior to that, I want to do just a quick budget recap for everyone. So the first thing that I will do is look at the revised budget considerations, and that is for the year that we are currently in now. You can see our enrollment estimates and how this year's budget was developed. We'll go to the next page. Which for the year that we're living in now, we anticipate around 31,516 for a shortfall. If you look forward to the projected budget, which is next year's budget, we start with some enrollment trends. We talked about this last week when we met as well. And you can see we're somewhat flat with our enrollment. Again, I will take a flat enrollment over a declining enrollment every day. So you can kind of see that. Going to the next page, when you look at our Fund 1 revenues, that includes our local levy, our state aid, federal sources, local sales. We have that potential revenue increase of around $248,924. And then when you look at our expenditure projections, when you consider salaries, benefits, services, supplies, capital expenditures, and other expenditures, we also have an expenditures increase of about $222,934. When we're working with these budgets, projecting, and again, this is our best guess, best estimate as of today, as of right now, we have to pay attention to salary expenditures, to the benefits as we settle contracts. And we have one that's coming up, Local 284 will be coming up, so we need to stay within what we've budgeted for that. Fees, services, repairs, utilities, all of those things. This snowfall, I think, put us over what we budgeted for snow removal this year. I know we were right on the edge, so I believe we probably went over budget there. Supplies, equipment, we hope that it all remains the same, but sometimes things happen, like the brush on the tool cat needs to be replaced, and that happens. Legislative requirements, we should know by end of May if there's any new mandates that are either unfunded, underfunded, or short-term funded. There's always implications with that. And so those are some of the things. A look into those projections with the revenue. Again, we are anticipating some challenges with summer unemployment. We didn't budget in the $124,000 that we should be reimbursed. Because word on the street right now is that they likely will run out of money and we will get a prorated amount if we get any. And then moving forward, it's not funded unless the legislature does something different this year. So that's something we have to adopt into our budget and eat in our budget. Paid family medical leave, we know that this year will be our first full year, so that those costs will double what they were last year. Last year they were just under 70,000, so we can count on that doubling. Other things, property and liability insurance, we're working on that right now. We anticipate an increase, and we'll see work comp insurance, which is different from, other kinds of insurance. We believe that should be a decrease, because I think, like, in terms of claims, we're at a place where that will decrease. Technology, the Arctic Wolf, Sentinel-1, all of the things that we need to have in place, as well as our SRO staffing, that all comes out of Safe Schools money. That we know we have an overspend of about $50,000. That is an item being talked about at the legislature right now. And there are a few proposals on the Safe Schools dollars and what that can look like. I don't believe that revenue has increased since 2013. It's been a long time. And so how they do that is just, they're going to have to work that out if it passes. Other considerations, enrollment. Obviously, you know that I look at that multiple times a day, and in the summer, it's literally every time we get a kid either added or dropped, I'm marking it off on a sheet. Unemployment insurance, as we talked about, we did not include that as revenue. If we get it, that only helps us. Paid family medical, I talked about. Blue Ribbon Commission, they're looking again at cutting $250,000 or $1 million from the budget. Right now, the Blue Ribbon Commission is advocating for that legislation to be repealed based on what the budget forecast has looked like, but that's yet to be seen. If it isn't, that will be something we're going to need to figure out for not the school year we're going to go into, but the one following. Compensatory Revenue Task Force as well. We've been in what we've called a hold harmless, which is irony because it actually harmed us. We're one of the few districts that didn't do well under the hold harmless. There's talk about extending that. Personally, I hope they don't, because we look better without it. And then, of course, other cost increases, insurance, utilities. Again, I mentioned snow removal, PSEO, online learning costs, transportation, all of those things. That said, right now we're projecting being very close to balanced, but there are some unknowns out there. Very briefly, with the staffing process, the direction to the administrative team has always been to balance the budget, pay attention to the considerations that are the non-negotiables. We want to always have excellent programming and student experiences. We've had several conversations about maintaining the class size ranges, every year doing our staffing based on enrollment, which we've been doing for the last 6 years, and that has actually helped us be in the position we're in now. We are in a far better position by making those incremental shifts every year based on enrollment. Dual process, again, every year we do that staffing to enrollment, and then as we need the budget adjustments, we've made those. You're aware of how that process works with the admin team. The full staff news update went out last week, I think on Thursday, just to communicate where we're at with the budget process and what the outlook is. So recommendations. All of these were approved at the last meeting, which brings us to our one agenda item. So we were approved to work with attrition. So if we have some attrition in administrative positions, we're going to look at how we can make reductions there. Instruction regular, that 117,000 adjustment is based on staffing to enrollment. So less 6th class pay and stipends and things like that because of our enrollment process. Also, anytime that we will hire, we're going to pay attention to those steps and lanes. So if we have someone, say, that would retire and they're at the top of the salary, if we hire, we're going to try to hire at step 4 or below. That in itself is a $30,000 savings. So those are the kinds of things we're going to be paying attention to. And then watching instructional support. If we have the capability to do so, we will shift some FTE to add a literacy specialist. That's something we've needed to do for a while based on our literacy scores. But we're going to wait and see kind of how some things play out and make that shift in April. Pupil support services, as of right now, we're going to hold on staffing para positions. And we may, if we have some, we've had 2 students move in for next year already that are very, very, very high need. One of the things we're thinking about, instead of hiring separate one-on-ones and things that might be needed, hiring a teacher and shifting how that instruction looks. So those are some things that we'll be looking at. So total adjustments that were approved last meeting, 117,000 to 272,000, which would be a goal. But we will monitor ongoing. And as the budget becomes more clear to us, June is always a really good time where we have all of the information to at least, go forward with next year's budget. We will keep you informed. So on the next slide, you can see where we are. We're at the March 16th meeting. And what that requires us to do then is to review and act on the ULA notice, the 1.0 middle school staff reduction. And because this staff member is a tenured staff member, they have rights back into the position should we ever add Spanish back up to 4 years. So this is a legal process we're required to do per contract, and it's all in alignment with statute. So my recommendation is to approve the resolution for ULA for Ellen Helgerson.
Okay. So we have before us a resolution that reads pursuant to due call and notice thereof, a special meeting of the School Board of Independent School District number 717, Gordon, Minnesota, was held on the 16th day of March 2026 at 5:30 p.m. The following board members were present and the following were absent. So that will be added by staff over there. Then I'm asking, after I read this, I'll be asking one of you to make the motion. The resolution reads, resolution proposing to place Ellen Helgerson on unrequested leave of absence. Be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District number 717 as follows. It is proposed that Ellen Helgerson, a continuing contract teacher of said school district, be placed on unrequested leave of absence without pay or fringe benefits effective at the end of 25-26 school year on June 30th, 2026, pursuant to Article 16 of the current master agreement between the school district and the exclusive representative in Minnesota statute, section 122A.40, subdivision 10, upon the specific grounds of lack of pupils, financial limitations, and discontinuation of your position as a middle school Spanish teacher. Said proposed placement on unrequested leave of absence is not the result of the implementation of an education district agreement. That written notice be sent to said teacher regarding proposed placement on unrequested leave of absence without pay or fringe benefits as provided by law in the master agreement, and may be in substantially the following form.
So there's a copy of the letter.
There's a copy of the letter, which I'm not going to read the whole letter to you, but the letter will be sent to Ellen tomorrow,
It'll be hand delivered.
hand-delivered to her tomorrow, basically stating what this resolution states. The enclosed resolution proposing to place Ellen Helgerson on ULA, that each and all of the foregoing grounds of said notice are within the grounds of her unrequested leave placement as set forth in Minnesota statutes, section 122A.40, subdivision 10, article 16 of the current master agreement between the school district and the exclusive representative, and are hereby adopted as fully as though separately set forth and resolved therein. And so the next part just states who the second was made by, and then the results of the vote. So, having said that, I will entertain a motion to approve the resolution. Sorry, I didn't have that on. Looking for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Okay, Corinne, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Chrissy? Okay. Okay, I'll open it up for discussion or comments. I believe that she was met with last Friday, I believe, so, yes.
Friday before the 9th,
Or the, yeah.
before the 9th meeting, so on the 6th of March.
Chrissy, you gave the second, right? Okay, any further discussion or comments? Okay. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Lauren Pedersen,
Yes.
Corinne Hennon,
Yes.
Christina Olson,
Yes.
Matt Bertrang,
Yes.
Deb Polly,
Yes,
Molly Monyock.
motion carries. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned.